Hi everyone, I'm Ginney, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a meditation on grief and the holidays. Sometimes holiday time can be challenging for people who are grieving, and also anniversaries of important events. So we'll include all of that as we spend a few minutes in a meditation today on grief and the holidays. Take a deep inhale and exhale. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place our fingertips on the forehead. Imagine there's a line here, and you're going to place your fingertips there, and you're going to push in just a little bit and then begin to pull your fingers away from each other, and then come all the way back and around the ears slowly. You can have your eyes open or closed, then bring your hands down to your neck and give yourself a little massage. Open up that space. Notice what's going on here. Pause here. Nice deep inhale and exhale. And then bring your hands down onto the torso, one on top of the other. Taking a moment to close your eyes and notice what is coming up for you when you focus on grief and the holidays. Inhaling and exhaling. Take your attention to the center of your head and notice your breath as you inhale and exhale. And as we begin the meditation, you can leave your hands as they are, or you can place them in your lap. Have your eyes closed if you're comfortable doing so, and take your attention back to the center of the head. Notice your breath. Inhale. Exhale. A lot of times our exhalations can be briefer than our inhalations. So notice if that's your experience and whether or not you can extend your exhalation just a tiny bit. When we are going through something like grief, we can really breathe in a shallow manner. So notice if you can open up your breath just a little bit, if that's your experience, particularly that exhalation. Inhaling slowly through the nose, exhaling slowly through the mouth. And notice what comes up for you when you take your attention to grief. Can you stay with your breath? Is grief residing in a particular part of your body? Are you feeling emotional? It's okay to feel emotional. Imagine that if for these brief minutes you could let whatever emotion wants to come up. And imagine that it takes some courage to do that. And that you can let it go. Grief can come in waves. That's been my experience. Some moments are filled with grief and others are not. Notice that when it does come up, you can be with it. You can sit with it and then exhale and let it go. Let it evolve as it needs to. If you're feeling emotional, there's some reason for that, and that is natural, and that is lovely. And you can sit in that and let it go. Loneliness can come from grief. Does loneliness come up when you are sitting in grief? Imagine that you can sit in it for a moment and then let it go. Does anger come up when you experience grief? Notice that you can breathe as you sit in anger for a moment and let it go. Sadness. Do you experience sadness sometimes when you are grieving? Notice that you can stay in the center of your head and inhale and exhale as you notice any sadness that might be attached to your grief. And let it be okay to feel sadness, and also okay to let it go. What about worry? Does worry come up? Do you worry about all the other people who are grieving? Notice that you can let that go, and that might be a gift to those around you who are also experiencing grief. Perhaps that's an even more supportive way to be there for them, is to let that worry relax a little bit. Let them have their experience. Let yourself have your experience. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. What other emotions come up for you? It's such an individual experience. At this time of the year, you might be having particular memories of people that you're missing or grieving. Allow yourself to experience the joy that was a part of your relationship. Notice whether it feels real to hold on to that joy. And let it go. My experience has been that the emotions with grief evolve sometimes quite rapidly. You could move through all of the stages of grief in a pretty short period of time. And by allowing that to be okay and allowing them to move through your space and out, you can let it continue to evolve. And there may be some days where you're feeling pretty joyful about what was, as well as what is. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Exhaling through the mouth is a nice way to let some of that emotion that can get stuck in your physical body release. It doesn't have to be effortful, but by taking your attention to the breath and noticing what's going on with it, you may be able to move some emotion through the body and through your space. Let it be without effort. Inhaling and exhaling, introducing the idea of neutrality, introducing the idea that all of the emotions that come along with grief are natural and are okay, and you can let them go. They don't have to be sticky, although sometimes they will feel that way. Imagine you can breathe in and breathe out as you experience the different emotions that are part of your journey. Notice if you can bring in a softness, some compassion for yourself. as you sit in your journey. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Imagine what you would like to experience next. Perhaps bringing in that softness. And bring in whatever it is that you would like to experience next. Perhaps compassion for yourself or for the people around you, or for the person or people that you are grieving, or the pet that you are grieving, or the lifestyle you are grieving. Whatever you are grieving, can you bring in a little softness, a little compassion for yourself? And then can you let that just move through your space and out? Perhaps imagining it moving into the earth below you. Notice, what do you need at this moment? Often in grief, time is very valuable, very precious. Giving yourself time to sit in whatever emotion is coming up can be really powerful. And you give yourself space and compassion to move through whatever emotions are coming up, and then let them go. And now bring in compassion for yourself. Imagine you're filling up your entire space with compassion for yourself. Let that look however it looks. Might look like a particular vibration or color of energy, particular texture, a particular memory. What does compassion look like right now? Perhaps it looks like a hug. Imagine you're filling up your space with whatever it is that you might enjoy at this moment. What would soften things up for you? What would feel compassionate and loving? Take a long inhale and imagine that as you inhale, you're bringing that emotion or energy into your space and filling it up. And then as you exhale, you're letting it go just as easily as you brought it in. And let's sprinkle in a little joy. Is there any room for joy today? If there is, inhale and bring joy in. And exhale and let that go. Allow your space to be whatever it is, with no judgment. And as you're ready, you're going to open up your eyes and bring yourself back to the present moment. Take your eyes and look at the different corners of the room. Moving our eyes is a great way to come back into the body. And then giving yourself a little stretch, perhaps bending over, touching the floor, rolling the shoulders. Welcoming yourself back into the present moment. Thank you for taking this time to find a little space for yourself and your emotions. Grief is big at holidays. Let it be okay. Let it be what it is. Let it be different each day and each hour. And when you can find a few minutes to sit in it and let it evolve, do that for yourself. That's a great gift. Thank you for sharing this time and space today. Let us know what else you'd like to see a meditation or a tapping session on. Namaste.